I was listening to these stories about the downside of moving in together before marriage in some situations. They talked about having children before marriage. Some felt pressure as they were presenting themselves to church and their community as married. They had deep family commitment and enmeshment of properties, finances, etc. Came along, the children, and then 5, 8, 15 years later, someone got resentful because they never got an engagement ring. And the other person is saying, well, what's the point of getting married? We've already got our family. Listen, I worked at a hospital on the critical floor many years ago, and I remember this heartbreaking story I'll never forget about this woman I sat down next to. She was outside the room of her partner while his family was inside. She was not allowed to go in. Now, I don't know the reasons, but they just didn't appear to like this woman. The poor guy was passing away. Again, I don't know the background, but I sat with her and she explained that she couldn't go in because although she was with that person for 20 years, she had no rights. She went on to say that not only did she not have any rights to go into the room, the family were taking steps to clean out the house of everything. Her name was not on anything. She could not enter the house. It was no longer her home. Listen, I'm not a lawyer, so of course this is not legal advice, but here are some things I learned about that hospital experience with that young lady and from others in situations about cohabitating. First of all, of course, marriage isn't just emotional or spiritual, it's legal protection. In many cases, spouses have automatic rights that cohabitating partners do not. Things like inheritance, medical decision making, hospital access, tax and insurance benefits, and property protection if something happens. Living together might feel the same day to day, but in the eyes of the law, it's not the same covenant or coverage. And of course, laws vary by state, so it's always wise to check your local regulations or speak with a legal advisor before assuming those rights apply to you. Some might say, what about common law? Common law marriage, not the same as being legally married. Only a few states recognize it. And even then, you have to prove you lived together, presented yourselves as married, and intended to be. Without that recognition, you don't automatically get spousal rights like inheritance, health insurance, next of kin decisions, or legal protection if the relationship ends. In short, common law might feel like marriage, but legally it's not guaranteed to protect you the same way. But this is just something to think about on your dating journey and before you take that next step to move in before marriage. So when people say marriage is just a piece of paper, it's actually the paper that protects you when life gets real. There's always outliers and there's always exceptions, but just something to think about. Look into your own laws. Gotta go. Ciao.